kind of give you an update on where we are. Cross my head up. So I'm not sure exactly what I was thinking, but I gave myself only 35 minutes for this session. So I'm going to talk not too fast, but try and get through a lot of material, and then just really encourage you also all to seek me out, to seek out other ICA staff members, Elevate Advisory Board members to talk more. But hoping to just kind of talk about why Elevate, what in the world is Elevate Cooperative anyway. You know, for a lot of you, you're new. You may not have heard of this before, where we started, where we are today, what's happening, there's some really exciting things happening, and then talking about what's next. And then definitely want to open up space for questions or reflections. So we're going to start right at the beginning. Elevate. What does Elevate mean? So the definition of elevate is to raise or lift up to a higher position, to raise in status. And that's what we're all here to do, right? To elevate home care. And elevating home care means elevating the caregiving profession, elevating caregiver voice, elevating job quality, wages and benefits, training standards, just standards across the board, right? And, you know, this is necessary work to do. I know that you all know this better than absolutely anybody, but home care and caregiving is absolutely critical work. It's valuable, it's so important, and it deserves to be elevated to this higher status. Unfortunately, this is hard work, right? I mean, it should be so easy. It shouldn't even be something that we have to do. It should be a given. But it's difficult. A lot of days it feels a lot like this, right? Like pushing a very big boulder uphill. This is a photo of me, of course. And it makes sense that it's hard, right? Because the boulder that we're trying to push up the mountain is big. We're looking for respect, recognition, investment in home care, and standards. We're looking for trust, right? Home care workers should be a trusted and accepted part of the entire healthcare profession and healthcare field. And the mountain is enormous. The mountain is a deeply entrenched system and structure of racism and sexism, classism, ageism. You can kind of add whatever ism you want there, as well as a bigger context of politics and the economy. So it's a big boulder that we're trying to move, and it's a big mountain. And it can some days feel really tough, maybe even hopeless, you know. Some of the tears that flow in this room, right? It's because it's hard work. And thankfully, that's why we're here, right? That's why we're part of Cooperatives, why we're in this room and in this conference together, because we're not pushing the boulder alone. We're pushing it together. We're in this fight and the struggle together. And importantly, when we get that boulder up the mountain and we get to the top, then we're all going to benefit, right? Everyone is going to reap the rewards of this hard work that we've done together, not just a few. And so when we started our work with the Elevate Advisory Board, which was roughly 16 months or so ago, we grounded in these foundational truths, for lack of a better way to label it, just kind of like statements that we really felt were foundational to who we are as a sector, and also really point us in the direction of where we're going. Rather than read these out, I'm actually going to ask for some volunteers to help me read these. So does anybody want to sign up to read number 1? All right, Travis, thank you.
Number 1, home care cooperatives strive to provide the best possible employment to caregivers and the best possible care to clients. 2.
Yeah, I guess I'll just quickly say, that's obvious, right? That's why we're all here. That's why cooperatives exist. Thank you, Travis. All right, do I have a volunteer for number 2? Oh, I have several volunteers. I'm going to ask you. Okay.
I'm the designer of one volunteer cooperatives to work together to support each other.
Yeah, exactly, right? I mean, could not possibly be more evident than in this room. All right, Cheryl, coming in.
Home care cooperatives are stronger when they work together.
The home care cooperative model is a powerful vehicle to create the best possible jobs within current conditions, to pursue change, and to ensure that caregivers are set up to reap the benefits of positive change down the road.
Thank you, Melissa. That was a mouthful, but this is one of my favorite ones.
Same.
Yeah, because it really speaks to the fact that the cooperative model is addressing issues in the market right now, right? We're trying to make things better within the conditions that we have, but we're also pushing for much bigger and better change down the road and ensuring that, again, when we get there, everyone is going to benefit. All right, number 5. Okay.
Go for it.
The cooperative model itself does not solve the structural challenges in the home care industry.
Yeah, so this is an important one. I think the cooperative model is amazing. It is itself not a silver bullet, right? It's what we do with the model that's going to make the change.
Yes.
All right, number 6.
Oh, yeah, sure, go for it.
Number 6, systems level change in home care is needed to make home care jobs good jobs.
Yep, so exactly, that's the mountain, right? We gotta get over the mountain. All right, number 7.
Individual cooperatives cannot change the industry working alone.
Thank you. Yeah, this one's so important. I think you guys are powerhouses, right? This is a room full of change makers and incredible people. And it's a big, big industry and a big mountain. So, you know, we got to do this together. All right, number 8.
The cooperative home care sector must grow in number and power to impact policy change.
Thank you. All these volunteers. Thank you, guys. Yeah, so, you know, this is an important one too, right? We are such a we're a small but mighty group. When I started in home care in an ICA group about 7.5 or so years ago, there were 9 home care cooperatives. Now we're over 20. You know, as we've heard in this room, another dozen or so that are in development. There's so much happening right now. I could not be more excited about where we are as a sector and how we're growing and just the opportunities that are in front of us. And when you look at the larger industry, I think it's made up of, you know, over 3,000 agencies nationally. And some of them are multi-billion-dollar corporations with national footprints. So we need to grow so that we have more power to do what we want to do. So really building off of that foundation are 3 primary goals or strategies that have really guided our work for, you know, the last 6+ years on Elevate Cooperative and are still extremely relevant today. So the first one is really just about strengthening existing home care cooperatives. You know, as we've heard in this group and should absolutely acknowledge, I love the conversation earlier about really just acknowledging the grief and the challenge, not just the celebrations, right? We want to do all of that. But really we need and want to get to this place where every single cooperative is thriving, right? You're not struggling, you're not reacting and responding, you're thriving, you're leading, you know, giving out regular patronage dividend distributions, like really in this place of power. And so it's been a really key focus of work over the last 6+ years again, but it's still very much foundational to where we are and what we need to do. Again, about growing the number and size of home care cooperatives, just touched on that. And then really we need to, in this place of power, right, this thriving, you know, national sector of growing cooperatives, we need to pool our power. We need to leverage that collective power and our voice to demand change, right? To really demand what we know you all deserve. And this is what Elevate Cooperative is all about, why Elevate Cooperative is being creative, where the idea really came from. It's about supporting your individual cooperatives to be the best that you can be so that you can fulfill your mission of providing high-quality jobs and high-quality care in your community. It's about supporting all of the new cooperatives that are wanting to be started. You know, the dream that we have is that one day there's going to be a cooperative agency in every single state, in every single community that wants one. So, you know, that Elevate wants to provide that backbone to be able to support you so that you're not having to figure this out alone, having to reinvent the wheel. You can access the support and services from your peers and from cooperative developers and supporters from all over the country. And then finally, again, Elevate wants to create a platform for you to be able to share your truth, right? For you to be able to exercise your power. I loved hearing from Linda and Ajwa yesterday, right? It's about really stepping into your individual power as a person, as a caregiver, as a member of a cooperative, and really telling the world about the work that you do and the value that you bring and what you deserve. And so Elevate wants to offer that, wants to provide that platform, and also be out there too. You know, you guys have a lot of work that you're doing on the ground caring for people, and so also being that voice on your behalf and bringing home care cooperatives to policy tables and to policy discussions so that we you know, are having our words, our voices heard, and our demands met. And so Elevate Cooperative, you know, has been primarily being developed by the ICA group. We've been leading development of Elevate Cooperative, again, for, you know, the last 6+ years in collaboration and with a lot of support from CDF, from the Home Care Cooperative Steering Committee, and from, you know, many of you in this room have been sharing your opinions, talking about the needs of your cooperatives and the struggles that you have, and that's really been forming this foundation of Elevate. But when Elevate Cooperative formally launches and is incorporated, it will be a cooperative made up of home care cooperatives, as Mary was talking about yesterday. This is your cooperative. So the members, similar to how your individual cooperatives are organized, the individual members will be businesses. Businesses will elect representatives who will sit on the board. The board will elect and oversee the management who will run the day-to-day operations. But really, this is being built for you. And so that transition will come soon. So it's been a long journey, right? 6.5 years is not insignificant, and we've come a really long way. So this all kind of started in December 2017. We did this year-long study. CDF had asked us to look at how could we leverage the cooperative model to solve the caregiver shortage crisis that was afflicting the country. And out of that really came this vision for a secondary cooperative. Really the acknowledgement that that would be necessary both to really step into this goal of industry transformation, as well as just really getting cooperatives stabilized and growing the sector. So, you know, after that study, we really dived in deep as a cooperative sector into this goal of stabilizing. There was a lot of technical assistance that happened during that time. We launched our annual benchmarking study, really, you know, kind of reframed this conference around business support and training and education for cooperatives. And so, you know, we had webinars and peer exchange and all sorts of things have been happening in that time. And I have to give a huge shout out to CDF and USDA. I know Mary talked about the support that's been given, but you know, without their support, we would absolutely not be where we are today. It's been really foundational, so thank you for that. In December 2020, we completed a business feasibility analysis for launching the secondary cooperative, which basically just proved to us that yes, there was a need, there was a demand, there was interest. We knew at that time the financing would be hard, and that hasn't changed, but we pressed forward anyways. And in spring 2021, we started to pilot, you know, some of our first offerings. So, you know, channeling Rachel in her presentation yesterday on risk, we took some little bets. You know, we wanted to really see, like, is this going to work bringing cooperatives together from different markets in different states, working on something together. And our very first pilot offering was Elevate Digital, which is a national cooperative website and digital marketing platform that we built in partnership with CHCA, HCA, and Cooperative Care. They were really our partners throughout the entire thing, really figuring out the language and the structure and how it's going to look, how it's going to work. And now we've been running that for a couple of years. We have 5 cooperatives on the platform coming together multiple times per month to share best practices, to really learn together, and it's been great. In December of 2022, we launched our Elevate Advisory Board, just this absolutely incredible group of 6 cooperative leaders, including Aki and Adria, who are here today. And it's been, that was absolutely deserved. These are incredible, incredible leaders who have just been so amazing and so, just critical to our growth over the last year and a half. And really, they're representing both the cooperative developer side and the home care cooperative leadership side. And then more recently, so December 2023, just a couple of months ago, we signed a contract with this company called Highbright, which offers an all-in-one community platform to host the National Home Care Cooperative community and really support us in the delivery of Elevate member benefits on the national level. And then January 2024, we launched our conference registration and event management on the new platform. So yeah, this just happened. Here we are. We got some users. And so, wow, here we are. I'm glad you're standing up because that is obviously going to call you out. Our beautiful cover model. This is Belle Peavy, who is such an inspiration. And if this photo doesn't say everything that needs to be said, I don't know, so much inspiration in that. So, yeah, here we are, elevatecommunity.coop. This is the new national platform for the home care cooperative sector. As I said, we sort of started this slow rollout by launching the conference on the site. I think many of you have been on there. If you've been looking at the agendas, doing the